Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2024 Hart Cross Country Media Day. I'm your host, Hart correspondent Rich Linden, excited to kick things off with William Penn University head coach Caleb Drake, along with two student athletes today, Roselore Fuller and Brandon Williams. Coach, athletes, how are things going at William Penn today? How's life?
Things are good. Things are good. We've been up since about 5 a.m. So this is like midday for us.
Cross country people, man. Cross country people. Tyler doesn't know this. Most people don't know this, but cross country is actually one of my favorite sports. I'm in awe of the student athletes and what you do. Like you said, 5 a.m., the dedication, the focus. So, man, coach, season's coming up like immediately, so fast. How's training been so far? How's preseason? How's the team look?
Yeah. Well, we have another week from Friday for our first competition. So with how hot this week has been, we're really happy for that. And it's been good though. I mean, it's dense. We had team camp last week, which is a great bonding experience for the teams and our program as a whole. And then since then, it's just been morning practice after morning practice because of the heat. So um, that allows us to have a different side of training. I think that's a mental side. It's been really high quality in that way. But also we're just getting good reps in for workouts and that too. So a dense week or so that they've been around, but it's pretty exciting. We're ready for a good year.
Awesome. Well, coach, you got two superstars with you. Introduce us to our student athletes. Tell us a little bit about them and what they mean to the team so far.
Yeah, so two seniors here. To my left is Roselore Fuller, and and Brandon Williams on my right here. They're both seniors. They've been actually. So I started in a kind of an odd spot when I joined William Penn 2.5 years ago, and they were here. They stuck it out, and so that's a testament to their character and to their resilience to just continue to get better. Both of them have done that in every season that we've had together in track and cross country, um, and I would say they're both leaders on our team this fall. They've both committed to their training over the summer, but also just to encouraging the team to stay with it. And yeah, they're going to lead us through the season in more than one way.
I love it. Well, before we get into the season and the team and dynamics and where we're going, I have a question. It's crazy. Cross country blows my mind. You're talking about the heat
Hmm.
right now on campus, but then as you get into the season, by the time you finish the season, it's super cold. So I'm just going to throw this out to Brandon Roselore. How do you adjust? How do you adjust mentally, and how do you adjust in your training when it's so hot and so humid in the beginning of the season?
What do you guys got?
Well, I think training in the heat at the beginning of the season really kind of builds your fitness a lot. So when we get kind of later into the season, it's almost a little easier, especially when workouts, it's cooler and stuff. So I think the adjustment is, something that's not too difficult. I really enjoy how it cools off towards the end. I think it's what makes cross country.
Yeah, for sure. Roselore, you agree?
Yes, I agree. I just feel like as time goes on, you just kind of have to adjust to it. Like it's mental, and as you go, you just kind of do what you have to do.
Yeah. So it sounds like it's brutal, but it gets you in condition. And then as it cools off, you're like, yes. So
Yeah,
it's the
Right.
weather's perfect for peaking into championship time and conference time. Awesome. Well, I'm going to start with Roselore, and we'll get back to you, coach. But I want to know about, cross country is so unique because it's so huge for competition and stuff. Where do you train in and around campus? What are some of the training spots you all train at? Where do you run? What are some of your favorite places to run? I'll start with Roselore. Yeah.
um, I just feel like it varies, especially with cross country. Like you just go wherever, and I think that's what I like about it. It's not just like in one spot. You can go wherever, and we go on the trails around the school, or like by the football field over at Lacey. We run through there, or we like to run by Coach's house on our long run days. So it just varies whenever. And some days it just gets kind of boring running in the same place, so we like to
Right.
switch it up. So yeah.
Gotcha. So Brandon, tell me about
Um,
your journey. How did
I
you end up running? How did you end up loving cross country? And what brought you to William Penn?
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess I've been running since middle school kind of, but more kind of on the track side of things. And when I got to, I think my freshman year of high school, I was like, oh, I'm just a track guy. I don't want to do cross. And it took a coach to be like, maybe you should try it out. So I gave it a try. It wasn't my best sport, but I kind of stuck with it, and I grew to love it a lot and kind of get better at it. So here I am now, stuck with it, and I really enjoy cross country.
So what's your favorite aspect of training? I know, competition day it's a
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
different beast, but what's your favorite aspect of training? And is there like a particular workout or technique that you feel has really improved your performance?
Yeah, I think I kind of with cross country I really like kind of the journey, how it all comes along to like get to your goals towards the end of the season. So for me, really the summer training part is the mileage, the high mileage is kind of something I really enjoy. But also just like the Saturday workouts and stuff with the team is really fun. I think it helps grow like team culture and stuff. So that's something I really enjoy aside from the kind of summer training.
Awesome. Coach, you've been around the sport a long time. What is it about cross country that you love most as coaching this sport? And what do you love most about this particular team this season?
Oh man, there's a lot there. So I hope you got 2 hours. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's
um,
go.
Yeah. So one of the things with cross country I love is it's really relatable to life, and everything we do, we have a theme every season that we bring into it, and it usually parallels something relating to life. I tie it to a Bible verse in Scripture, and so we talk about those things a lot, and I try to open up my life to the team, even within that, just to show them that it's real, and that I'm a real human. I'm not just like a robotic coach in that way. But I really love that aspect of it, where I can see a direct correlation to training in the summertime or going on the same route 8 times within a 4 week span. That we have to do these things in life. We have to sometimes do the work when no one else is by ourselves in a summer for 3 months, or we have to do the same things over and over again. But as we do those, we build character, and when we build character, it develops us into the people that we are. And so that's one of my favorite things about cross country as a whole, is it's really easy to see those things, because not to knock on other sports, but in cross country, you can't fake fitness. And that is what our
Right.
skill is, right? So the skill is fitness and you can't fake it. Where in other sports, you can sometimes fake your skill, right? If you're really good at shooting 3 pointers, well, if you're already better than somebody, how do you measure how much better you've gotten, right? It takes the same things, the discipline over a summer, maybe to shoot that many shots or go on that many runs, right? But we can't fake it, and so I really love that aspect of it. Now with this team specifically, I think it's unique. Like I mentioned, these two have been here. There was a transition that happened for them as far as their coach their freshman year. So this senior class to me is really special in that the resilience that they showed when I showed up and said, "Hey, I didn't recruit you here. I'm here. Join my team if you'd like to." And then those that stuck it out, it's really special to me that they have. And the culture that's been created stemming from that resilience and character of those individuals has really bled into the rest of the team. We have a really, really close knit team. Um, Team camp was amazing, and we have separate men's and women's team meetings there. Without giving away all of our secrets, if you will, out of those separate meetings, we had actually 4 separate uh, items or goals come up that were the exact same from both teams. So we actually formed those into
Wow.
program goals that we've discussed and we're holding to this season. And so we just have a really special thing like that. I think it's something that we're going to continue to build on, not just this year, but I think it's something that will probably outlive the time that these two have spent here, and that we'll be able to point back to and say, hey, this is where this special thing started. So I think we're in the midst of that, and hopefully it outlives me too. The things that are starting.
That's fun, phenomenal, man. It's foundation that building that legacy and that ladder, and you're
Right.
going to need it because the heart. I say this all the time. It's one of the strongest, craziest conferences in the United States. So tell me a little bit about the heart and cross country and the level of competition in your conference.
Yeah, I think we're building that pretty well in cross country. And I will say to speak to what you're saying with the heart as a whole, there's definitely some other sports that are denser than cross country and that are highly competitive in that way. And I think cross country is on our way there, both on the men's and the women's sides. I mean, we have two women's teams that are ranked right now. We have a men's team receiving votes. I don't think that'll be the last team doing that on the men's side, this fall. And so, yeah, we have a high level of competition to stand up against, if you will, or alongside when we compete. But we're competing against the nation too. I mean, every time we toe the line, we have conference and other team crossover that we get a really good chance to see not only where we stack up in the conference, but also nationally.
Roselor Park Championship taking place in Cedar Rapids this year. Tell us about that course. What is it? The Seminole Valley cross country course, something like that. Tell us about that course. Have you run it before? Tell us what to expect.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's where conference was last year, so it's the same.
Oh.
Yeah.
Um.
You have some good races there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty good course. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's just over time with all the training that we've done, with all like the different hills, I guess. I guess to us, they're not really big hills, but over time, it's just running through it so many times that it's just a lot mental. And I feel like that's what a lot of these courses are like. It's just mental. You just have to go through it and trust that you can do it. And what I have to keep telling myself is just that I'm stronger than I believe. And no matter how tough these courses are, like you just have to push through and keep going and not give up.
So, Roselor, do you have any like pre-race rituals, routines that walk us through this? Your mindset right before a race.
I think what I have to just keep telling myself, because at first, when I first started running cross country, I'd just be really scared and nervous and just keep telling myself, I don't know if I can do this. And then over time, I learned that like telling myself these things is not going to get me anywhere. And so I have to keep telling myself that, as my mom has told me, is just that I'm stronger than I know. And as I keep telling myself that I'm way stronger than I know, than I believe, I keep telling myself that and before the race. And it just kind of calms me down a little bit. And so, and just deep breathing, because you don't know how these like races are gonna go. You don't know how some like this person might be faster or this person might be slower. You don't know. So you just have to go through it and just give it all you got.
So, Brandon, how about you? When you're in the race, let's talk about boom, gun goes off. You're there. What are you thinking about as you're running? What motivates you through the race? Like, talk us through that.
Yeah, so for me, really, when the gun kind of goes off is when all the nerves start to go away. But it's still easy for the kind of the crowd and people to consume you. You got a ton of people around you, so especially for how long the races are, you definitely want to stay relaxed. So that's kind of what I like to do. Is kind of I got to remember that the race is almost 5 miles long. Got to stay relaxed, and then as things get into the race, I kind of like to feel it out, especially with the competition. Kind of maybe settle into pace, pick up pace depending on where coach is at. So I think for me, a lot of it is just kind of staying calm, because the race is a little long. It can consume me sometimes. I just got to remind myself like one step at a time, taking 1 mile at a time. So that's
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, coach, athletes, thanks for being here today. I'm excited and pumped up. I love watching cross country. It blows my mind, your discipline and your athleticism. So good luck in the rest of the season. Let's see you all the way to the championship.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.